All right, so I actually watched and got kind of a kick out of it, to be quite frank with you. I watched some of Skylar's Craig Reed is a Crybaby. Swear to God, Craig Reed is a Crybaby video. And, you know, I don't understand why you titled it that way. I guess you titled it that way for clickbait. It wasn't actually the hit piece I thought it was going to be based on the title. I thought it was just going to be juvenile bull. I don't understand why you would title like that. It was pretty reasonable analysis of what you think went down versus my criticism. I don't agree with some of what you said. I agree with some of what you said maybe, but I don't understand why you titled it like that. You made me think it was going to be this outrageous hit piece. If you listen to this, I'll post this so you hear it. When you hear this, I will have posted my. We'll see. I mean, this could end pretty well, actually. I don't object to that much of what he said and what I thought was going to be a hit piece. If you can take the video that I just posted called Skylar and His Juvenile Antics, I didn't realize that this hit piece, I didn't realize that this Craig Reed is a Crybaby wasn't actually a hit piece. I thought it was going to be. It's really not. It's pretty normal. A couple things in there that I don't agree with, but it's not outrageous. I was misunderstand here's one thing you need to understand, Skylar, going forward, because you made this analogy. You do this a lot. Okay? I was explaining what a syllogism is, and you go get to the point. It's like if you ask somebody how does a car work, and they go, there are all types of cars. No, it isn't. You use this pretzel logic analogy stuff. You're like deconverter man. You don't use analogies properly. You don't actually understand basic logic. No, that is not an analogy, not a proper analogy. It isn't. It's not even close. It's like if you ask me, how does a car work? And I said, well, first you need to understand the combustion engine. And I nailed it down to specifics that are actually necessary. You didn't listen to 1 minute of how a syllogism is constructed. You've got to stop that. You got to, if you want to get good, dude, you've got to actually start being rigorous with your logic. Not everybody else. Not everybody else is stupid because they don't understand your pretzel logic. Leave that behind. I promise. And I'm not saying that to get in your face. I'm saying that because if you listen to me, it'll help you. You made a totally improper analogy. Now, if we're in a debate and I tried to call you on that analogy, you tell me you tell me I'm. What did you say I was doing? Running out the clock? No, I never am. Never am. Yeah, I could probably BS with the best of them. Actually, truth be told, yes, I can do that. When I was in high school, no joke, 8th grade and senior year, I got biggest flirt, best smooth talker, and best actor. Both in 8th grade and senior year. Yes, everybody's always recognized that I can talk with the best of them. I can BS with the best of them. And yes, you are good at some aspects of debating. You need to trust me. I'm not saying this, I don't know how you've responded to the other video. If you huff and puff and, and start being aggressive, maybe we'll have a fight. We don't need to actually have a fight. You own some of your behavior, honestly. Own some of it and it's fine. Own some of it. Have some self-awareness and own some of it. I promise you on pain of death, you are doing it somewhat to rattle someone's cage and get in their brain. I promise. If you don't accept that, fine, don't accept it, but I promise you it's true. Dr. Josh, if you're his friend, hint that that's true because I'm pretty sure that's true. By the way, Skylar, just reality check. Your audience didn't wildly disagree with me, I promise. You want the evidence? If I had been crying and whining like you said I was, okay, 300 of your fans would have been lined up to tell me, oh, you need a hug. Oh, you sound butthurt. Only one person did that. That should tell you everything you need to know. Promise. If I were whining like a little bitch, like you kind of implied I was, and said it a little bit in the thing, I would have had 200 of your fans on my channel insulting me, and there was only 2. So that means even your audience recognized the basic truth of what I'm saying. Promise. Now, what you are actually arguing for is irrational and illogical. The actual logical predicate of what you were trying to say, the actual logic, I understand what you meant, but the actual logical predicate of what you said, literally said, Satan is a real being. By virtue of this real being, God doesn't exist. Why? Because Satan's bad. That's the actual logic of the quote-unquote syllogism. because Satan's bad and God wouldn't create a bad being. It's totally pretzel logic, the syllogism. Dry apologist and I both roughly understood what you meant. And it's roughly, God would not have invented Satan because he tempts people into damnation who might not otherwise go. Now, I did, in the course of that debate, totally start trying to debate just that. And I said there may be and I did in the course of the debate. I haven't watched you guys' full analysis, but I sincerely doubt you get to it. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You don't legitimately understand my what I'm doing. It's just feelings, and yes, I'm just a wussy feelings. And, you know, you don't understand my complaint about the debate. You know, some of your criticisms it wasn't a hit piece, put it that way. I watched your criticism. It wasn't a hit piece at all. Most of your objections to my thing were quasi-reasonable, if not, in fact, reasonable. There's pretzel logic that goes on with you. You make a lot of logical disconnects between what you think you're saying and then what you also think you're saying a different way. It's hard to explain. Let me explain it to you. You were offering that ostensibly as a logical proof of God's existence, correct? Correct? Do you know how you defended it to me in the comments of my DM? In the comments of my YouTube video, you literally said to me, I don't understand what an internal critique is. What's that got to do with the logical proof of God's existence? Nothing, Craig, exactly. That's the type of crazy-making pretzel logic that comes out of your mouth sometimes. Ostensibly, we were talking about a logical proof that God does not exist. And when I was telling you that it didn't work, you told me you don't understand what an internal critique is. What's that got to do with the logical syllogism? Nothing. Nothing. That's the point. You say a lot of these crazy-making things, and you don't recognize how illogical they are. Why? Because you never rigorously examine your own thoughts, your own thought processes. Your go-to argument is incoherent, logically incoherent. The one about the Old Testament, okay? Check this out. If you said to me, I, Skylar Fiction, as an agnostic moral realist, I'm an agnostic moral realist, I'd say, okay. And as such, I find the morality of the Old Testament questionable. You know what I'd say? Okay, I accept all that and I agree with you. Do you know what you say? I, Skylar Fiction, think all morals are subjective, honestly, except when I'm talking about the Old Testament. I swear to God, that's the actual logic. I swear to God, that's the actual logic. If you are objecting to the moral testament on old grounds and saying I'm an agnostic moral realist, then we can have an honest conversation. But you don't. Pick one or the other. Say I'm an agnostic moral realist and I object to the Bible on moral grounds. Perfectly legitimately logical. But you say I object to the Bible on moral grounds and I also don't believe morals are real things. Total pretzel logic. Out of the words of your own mouth. You do a lot of those. It's pretzel logic. Pretzel logic. Inconsistent, logical inconsistencies out of your own mouth. And then when people don't understand your logical inconsistencies, you feign impatience with their stupidity. Promise. I promise, Skylar. I swear to God that's true. Everybody listening to me, please, for the love of all that is right and true, please all recognize the truth of that. That wasn't too harsh at all. I promise it's true. I swear to God it's true, Skylar. Now, if a logical proof, I'm not telling you what cars are cool and interesting. I'm actually explaining the mechanics of a logical proof. Why? Because it's really important to what you were trying to present. It's actually essential. You think that bull BSing, you think that things that are really important to what you're actually talking about are BSing. Why? I don't know. But you do. You think I'm BSing when I'm talking about things that are extraordinarily important. The BS is when you're trying to throw on me something that isn't radically important to what I actually practice in my daily life and ask me to defend it in the purposes of public debate to make me look stupid. That's BS. That's the BS that I refuse to participate in. And just for the record's sake, Skylar, I don't know how you reacted to my last video, so we'll see if you're cool. I can't tell if you're going to be cool. Maybe you will be, maybe you won't. But just for the record's sake, handling someone, this is your go-to strategy in every single debate. Bully, badger, belittle. I promise you on pain of death, I honest to God think you do it to scam, to get inside someone's head, rattle the cage. Swear to God, that's why you think you do it. I swear to God, that's why I think you do it. The reasonable objection to your logical proof is that, maybe God could just poof Satan out of existence. We don't have to prove another reason. If someone is in a court of law and you raise a reasonable doubt about their guilt of murder, you don't have to find another guy and prove he did it, do you? No. Again, logic 101. You think in order to decimate a logical syllogism, in order for me to make a logical syllogism fail, I have to find another murder victim and prove that he did it. No, I don't. I don't. I just have to come up with reasonable objections to your syllogism. If you want to just discuss what you were actually trying to discuss without a syllogism, fine. I'm not the one who would say you better have this in syllogistic form. I never. I roughly understood what you were trying to say, so I was trying to talk about what you were actually trying to say in the conversation. I was trying to argue that maybe, and that conversation got somewhat interesting, and I was somewhat into it. And honest to God, I don't care who wins. I know you find that really weird, but I don't. I honestly don't. Why? Because there's some things about what I'm doing that are deeply important to me. Promise. Deeply important to me. Presenting the reasonable aspects of what I do correctly so that all secular people can go, okay, I understand that. And I'm doing it right. You wouldn't let me do it properly there. That's what I objected to. You wouldn't let me do what I do. I don't care if you win the debate. I would have let you win the debate. I would have even maybe gone down. Maybe thrown the debate on purpose. If you just let me present what I wanted to present correctly so that all the secular people go, maybe. I don't believe Craig. I don't necessarily agree with him, but that does sound reasonable to me. That's all I was trying to do. That does sound reasonable to me. If you let me did it, I would have done it. If you let me did it, I wouldn't have objected. But you made me, waste my time on your weak-ass syllogism. Your weak-ass syllogism is weak, I promise. No amount of I don't understand why it's weak is ever going to obfuscate that fact. It's weak, period. Period. The basic logic of your syllogism is, I don't understand why God created the devil, therefore he can't exist. Promise. God is logically inconsistent, not according to something I've proved, according to Skylar. I don't understand God's logic, therefore he doesn't exist. That's the basic logic of what you were trying to pawn off as a logical proof. That's the basic logic at root. Promise. Think about what I just said. That's the basic logic. Skylar, don't understand why God would create the devil, therefore he's logically inconsistent with his own nature, therefore he doesn't exist. That's exactly the type of juvenilia you were trying to pose as a real argument. Listen to me, Skylar, I promise you. You don't think I'm your friend in this? I promise I'm your friend. I'm telling you straight up truth. You listen to me and you move forward, you hear me correctly, you'll get better. But you keep trying to rely on imbecile tactics. Well, your ball's big enough for this debate, man. If you don't have enough respect for him to take him seriously in the debate, don't debate him. Are your balls big enough? Are you man enough for this debate? I swear to God, don't do stuff like that. Stop doing stuff like that. It's stupid. It's stupid, dude. And okay, let's go to the Stephanie thing. I will go into this in depth next week. Why? Because I want Stephanie. Stephanie, yay! Stephanie could beat you, Holmes. Oh, no way, Craig. Stephanie's the most stupidest person that ever lived. Again, you're mistaking, you're making a whole bunch of logical errors just in that perception. It's not real. It's not real. If you didn't badger and belittle Stephanie, she would beat you in debates. She would. She's equal, Holmes, I promise. 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 And I'll explain that in depth next week. Everybody pay attention. I promise she is. Promise. She has weaknesses too in arguments. You're mistaking her weaknesses in argumentation for she's just so dumb. Why? Because everybody tells you she's so dumb. They don't believe she's dumb, Skylar. If they believe she's dumb, they wouldn't waste time. Reality check 101, Skylar. Nobody in your audience actually thinks that I missed the mark. I promise. I've missed the mark once when I debated an atheist. Once. And 15 of them followed me home and tried to beat me up. Basically, because they're bullies, because they're schoolyard tactic bullies. 15, and that, by the way, Skylar, I didn't handle you inappropriately. You don't handle a bully by rolling over and doing what he wants. You handle a bully by getting right up in his face, giving back exactly what he got. That's how you handle a bully. And if you can't take it, you're the crybaby. Promise. Promise, that's how you handle a bully. You don't roll over and do what he wants. That's what you want to gaslight me into doing. It's not what I'm doing. And I'm helping you. Pay attention and you'll realize I'm helping you. I'm helping you, promise. If I had missed the mark in the video you played for everybody, I promise 100 of your audience people would have been on my channel going, you know, you're an idiot. Oh, I can't believe you're such a douchebag. Only 2 had the stones to do it. Why? Because they know I mostly got it right. Got a couple things wrong, but it's mostly right. I really honest to God think I'm pain of death that you badger, bully, and belittle people, get up inside their head on purpose just to win. And I really honest to God think that's beneath you. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. Oh, no way, Craig. Yeah way, Scott. Yeah way, Scott. It's exactly why you do it. It's exactly why you freaking do it. Exactly. I promise. And no, I'm not bullshitting when I explain what a syllogism is. That's the basis of logic. The reason why you don't get these things right is because you don't actually rigorously think through. A equals A thinking. It's your weakness. A equals A. A equals A. It's my weakness too. But I've worked on it a lot harder than you have. You haven't worked on it at all. That's why you don't recognize the basic illogic of pretzel logic. Pretzel logic comes out of your mouth. You will refuse to admit that it's happening. Why? Because you're good at defending pretzel logic. Really good at it. But that doesn't make the logic. If you listen to me and start structuring your arguments properly, you'll win. Win meaningfully. Win moving forward with ideas that count. Win moving forward. Promise. Anyways, that's all for now. Promise, true, Skylar. Promise, promise, promise. Everything I said, I stand by. In this video, I think I said everything I said was 100% true. I really think it was. So, let you decide that for yourself, kids. You know, honestly, I'm going to do a video. I really, really want to do a video analyzing your debate style, analyzing Stephanie's debate style. Stephanie has structural weaknesses too. She does. If Stephanie listened to me, I could turn her the best debater in town. Easily. Easily. She'd kill you. She'd kill anybody. Let me laugh out loud. Why? Because Stephanie's so dumb. You mistake. Stephanie says a dumb thing once with Stephanie's dumb. Stephanie's not dumb. She's equal, Holmes. Promise. If she listens to me, Stephanie, let me train you. I can train her to beat you. I swear to God, I could. Stephanie, let me train you. I'll train you to see his bully. Once somebody sees through your bully tactics, they can never work again. Why? Because people can call you out, and then you have to stop doing it. It's bully tactics. I promise, Skylar. I'm not an idiot, and I don't just feel feelings, man. I perceive things accurately, usually really quickly. And I've learned to trust my intuitions. Why? Because I'm street smart and I know how to survive in really difficult circumstances that you would have gotten killed in. Promise, you would have gotten killed in some of the places I went. Drug deals in the Bronx. You think you could have survived that? I survived that on just my wits. I understand cunning when I'm dealing with it. And you are cunning. I give you that. I give you that. I respect street smarts. Why? Street smarts are for people who are really, really, really sharp. They understand how the world operates. They size people up quickly. I respect street smarts. Why? Because I'm street smart, Holmes. You don't respect me as street smart? Think again, Holmes. I, honest to God, have survived things that you would have been killed. Swear. Promise. Swear to God. I have survived situations, drug deals in the Bronx that you would have been killed in. Why? Because you wouldn't have been able to maneuver quickly enough. Street smarts, you got to maneuver, bang, just like that. You got to size it up immediately or you get hurt. Or you get hurt. I pretty much stand by my immediate assessment of what I perceived in that moment. It's not just touchy-feely feelings. It wasn't just touchy-feely feelings. I was perceiving pretty accurately what you were doing. I'm pretty sure I got it right. If I didn't get it right, believe me, 100 of your audience members would have pounced on my channel and said, you're butthurt. Only one guy did it. And that guy's probably an idiot from probably the dumbest person on planet Earth. I swear to God, this guy's probably the dumbest post in town. I can't even imagine somebody stupid enough to, no, not that many people are stupid enough to directly challenge me. They're really not. Why? Because I'll school them pretty quickly on who's the idiot between me and them. It's usually not me, Skylar. Swear to God, it's usually not. So, anyways, there's a fun aspect to this. I swear to God, I promise you on pain of death, I have been in situations that you would not have survived. You, personally, as street smart as you are, and you are pretty street smart, I respect street smarts. You would not have survived. Why? Because you wouldn't have been able to perceive what's what quick enough. You wouldn't have been able to maneuver quick enough. I perceive things really accurately, really quickly. And I don't think I misread you at all, Holmes. I really don't. I think you misread yourself. Something I say to my wife every single day in my life. No, Chan, I didn't read you wrong at all. You misread what you did. You won't own your behavior, Holmes. That's what I think's going on. Honestly, I didn't misread you at all. I promise. Promise I didn't, or I don't think I did. I'll let the audience decide. You guys decide. Let the people decide. I swear to God, I don't think I did. And situations I've been in, Holmes, you would have gotten killed. I swear you would have been stabbed. You would have been stabbed. I swear to God. And I survived it easily without even thinking about it. Why? Because I size people up immediately. I immediately read people and know what's going on. You spend an hour with me, I'll know you better than you know yourself. Swear to God, that's true. You spend an hour with me, I'll know you better than you know yourself. I'll do a read on you and people will be like, how on earth did you pick that up? My wife is the same way, by the way. Swear to God, my wife is so perceptive, it's scary. And it's not like, oh, touchy-feely. Yeah, you got to be sensitive. You're probably sensitive too, Holmes. You're probably sensitive too because you're pretty perceptive too, might I add. You know, there's a reason why I respect your intelligence. Why? Because it's real. It's real. You're good at some aspects of, really good at some aspects of it, but you're terrible at logic. Terrible at it. Terrible. You got to work on A equals A thinking. Same reason I'm terrible at it. I'm bad at it. Why? Same reason you are. Because you read things too quickly. So you automatically assume all your readings are correct. And you don't actually examine the structure and the logic. I had to train myself to do it. You're not training yourself to do it. It shows. Your logic is all over the place. It's a total disaster. It's a total disaster. Your logic is so inconsistent and like, what is coming out of this guy's mouth? Does he really see the world this way? I swear to God. I swear to God. And you can make it convincing. Why? Because I bet you're a damn good salesman. You said you're a salesman. Doesn't surprise me at all. I bet you're great. I bet you, honest to God, you're fantastic. Why? Because you can say black is white and keep talking until you convince yourself that it is. We're not that different. I guess that's what I'm impressed by. You could say black is white, Craig, and keep talking until you've convinced me and yourself it is. The reason why you're great at it is the same reason my wife is great at it. My wife was in real estate in Malibu for 2 years. She was going to start making $250,000 a year. I swear to God, she would have been great at it. Because she's good at handling celebrities, too. My wife is really street smart, like scarily so. Really intuitive. You're pretty intuitive. But I bet you $1,000 you do the same thing my wife does. You can say black is white and just keep talking until you have convinced yourself that you're right. That's what makes you literally impossible to penetrate. Because you keep talking until you convince yourself you're right. Swear to God, it's true. Swear to God, that's true. Wife does the same thing. Oh man, it's painful to even think about. My wife, at one point, my wife was selling houses in Malibu. Do you have any idea how lucrative that almost got? It was painful. 208, and then poof, all of the money went away. We were almost like 1%ers, I swear to God. And then the stock market crashed, and the rest of it was just sorrowful. Ever since it's been like, just sorrowful. I'm cracking myself up. All right, I'll stop. It's funny, though. It's really funny. I swear that's true. 208, I lost $15,000 when the stock market crashed. I swear. Anyways, I don't know why I'm saying that. It just occurred to me. All right, so anyways. Dude, you listen to me and you can become great. You want me to train you too? I'll train you too. You can become great. You don't listen to me, you'll be Dawkins in 2 years. Swear to God, because do the same thing. Do the same thing. Bully, badger, and belittle everybody so that they don't notice how structurally inept your arguments are. Structurally inept. Structurally inept. Logically inconsistent your arguments are. Do the same thing for the same reason. Let me bully, badger, and belittle you so you don't notice the basic illogic of what I'm trying to present as true. Promise. I promise. I swear to God that's true. I swear to God that's true. I swear to God that is true. Josh, Dr. Josh. Please, in the name of all that is right and true, please, you know some of this is true. Maybe I missed some, I don't even think I missed any of it, but just convince him, okay, maybe he's a little right. Maybe he's a little, help him. You're his friend, right? Tell him some of this is true. It's true, because it's true, dude. It's true. I swear. I swear. I think every single sentence I just said in this little whatever I do, tirade, whatever you want to call it. I swear to God, I think every single sentence out of my mouth was just true. I swear I do. So, anyways, all right, I'll stop talking. I'm cracking myself up. I'm not exactly sure why. This is what I swear. This is what my wife puts up with. She's like, "What on earth are you laughing about?" And I don't actually know at this point. All right. Anyways, guys, that is all for now, kids. Mass is ended. Go in peace. Amen.